Mama, we'll do a question.
Okay, Tyler, Skylar wants to know if you have ever had Elvis come through.
I've never had Elvis come through. Oh, no, but weird that you say that. I was just in Las Vegas, actually, and I performed at the Westgate, which is where Elvis performed for like 40 years or something ridiculous. And I was actually able to be in his dressing room and get ready in his dressing room and be on the stage that he was in. It was the only dressing room that had a bed in the bathroom. The only dressing room I've ever been in with a bed in the bathroom. So Elvis clearly was performing on stage and off. Okay. Let me look here. Let me go. Comedianship, let me tell you. Now, let me look here. I've got it. Oh, tonight I'm like, I think you can feel the frustration because it's like a ton coming in. So there's a significance around January, like a birthday and a death date in January. Two parents, both have passed since 2020, and then a Mormon connection. And that's literally all that's coming in. Can I talk to you? Let's have a chat. Hi. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So first, I have to highlight an aspect, and this is going to sound kind of funny with the Mormon thing, because it does seem to be a bit of a theme.
I'm LDS.
Oh, got it. So remember that I'm saying this? If someone was in the church and then left and then came back, they're having me kind of go talk about this faith thing of like someone being in the church and then kind of being like, I don't know. And then they actually kind of come back. And it's kind of an interesting, like...
So that's my husband.
Little dance.
Uh-huh.
It's all good. But they're having me bring this up because they're having me highlight these three boys.
I have three sons.
Those would be the three sons. Okay. So when we kind of go there, I want to talk about these two. Now, the mom in this equation feels way too young to have passed. I just feel like she should have had more time. She comes through and gives me this acknowledgement of being with a soulmate in some capacity. So that's usually a way of people on the other side acknowledging we're together, we're a package deal. The interesting thing about her situation is, am I correct in saying she would have gone first?
She did.
And then he would have gone second.
Uh-huh.
There's a sense of him just kind of not being able to stay alive, have a will to live. I just give up is kind of the way I would describe this in some kind of a way. There's that sense of, do I really want to stick around? Not really. And I don't mean to laugh, but it kind of comes through as package deal, package deal, package deal. The interesting thing is, as weird as this sounds, she expected him to go first. People might have even expected him to go, and then she just kind of was like, I'm out of here.
So my dad was 11 years older than my mom.
Oh, so that could be why we would have expected. In the way this comes in, mom is acknowledging this feeling of, it feels like a decade's worth of time before her passing, and she just gives me this feeling of feeling kind of yucky. She didn't want to complain, but there's this feeling of I just never really feel good. I just feel kind of bleh.
She had cancer for 8 years.
8 years? Oh my goodness. She acknowledges this feeling of, you can't get rid of me though. Like, there were some times where we thought, no, this might be the end. Nope, I'm pulling through. I'm getting through it. But she does acknowledge for some reason. Did she deal with this in her late 50s?
That's exactly it.
So when we kind of go there, I feel like I have to highlight, I feel way too young to be this old. And there is an acknowledgement
And
there.
she never complained, ever.
Never. I mean, this is somebody who truly was just focused on others, and it just keeps coming in over and over and over again. I want to joke about your son being a little businessman. So if you find that a son ends up having business ideas, financial ideas, how to maybe, make a little money on the side, do you know anything about this?
So my oldest is in college for business finance.
Very cool. So I have to highlight that one. There is do you know of any J.A. names in the family? Like names that start with like a J and an A?
My middle son's name's Jared.
He is different than the other two.
He's like exactly like my mom. He
Yes.
doesn't, he's not like the other two at all.
Not
He's
at all.
always happy and
Yes.
sweet.
And she? That is funny. That is really, really, really funny. Because she connects with him in a very, very, very special, kind of cute way.
there.
But
So,
just keeping in mind, the things that make us unique are some of the best things, about us. And there's just a very special connection with that one in a really meaningful way. I want to bring up, I keep going back and forth with this one. Do you know of any V names in the family? Like V is in like, I don't even know a V name, but any Vs? Like, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool. As long as it makes sense to you. Because I have to talk about that. And then there's a joke about trying to teach someone how to drive, but I'm like, oh, good luck. I can't do this. I'm not equipped. I'm going to have to let someone else take that. Do you know of any recent conversations around like teaching someone how to drive, or like I couldn't be there when the kid was learning how to drive because I'd have a heart attack? Like there's something funny with this that comes in. Do you know anything about that?
So where was I when Ashley
And you can talk into the mic too, the person that she's with as well. It's all good.
So yeah, my youngest son, there was like no way. So I taught my older two, but my youngest, we paid somebody to.
So these are things that obviously like can't be guessed. They're not generic. And those are the types of things that really, I think, reflect a greater idea that your family is with them, watching over them like a hawk, and so deeply aware of these dynamics that go on within family. I just need you to know you've done a beautiful job in handling things and being able to be there and being able to keep things together. There might end up being a situation where a son ends up going away for a little while and then coming back. So he'll go away for a little while and then come back. And I'm certain I'm with you on that one. So sometimes that's geographical. It's hard to say, but I just kind of see going away, coming back, all good. And that looks good. And then last but not least, do you know if anybody helped build homes anywhere or like do any charity related work in a larger way, like through church?
Like on mission, going on missions.
Oh,
and
missions.
stuff.
Okay, got it. I just keep having to highlight when we talk about the mission stuff. I feel like there's an aspect of not being done with that, or someone leaning into that more within family. So it could be a son, it could be really anybody.
Right.
There's an acknowledgement of like leaning into the actual religious side of things and being able to help people as a result of that. So please know she comes through like a force. So much love, and you've handled this so beautifully. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I know that's a lot. It's always so interesting, too, when family dynamics come through, like so-and-so is different in this way, or we just did this, or had a conversation, because that's really what connects. And in a reading, there's a lot of information that comes at us, so I just encourage people to keep it all in mind. I aim for about 80% to connect, and 20% sometimes we have to check with other friends or family. But